Maybe look at the clock.
Hello, hello. We are here tonight for another amazing week of the Success Room. Sorry about last week, guys. I had a terrible eye infection. Thought I was going to make it, but it didn't work out so well. But I'm excited that you're here tonight. We have an amazing guest speaker going to talk about some pretty big changes that I think a lot of people need to make in their life. And I recently just made a change in my life that goes exactly where this direction is going. So what I want to introduce you to tonight is Raphael and Isatis. These people have been in the health and wellness niche for over 30 years. She's a licensed practitioner. I'm going to let her talk to you a little bit about that more. But you guys are in for a treat. They have this new product that's out. And I think it's like Nerium. The name is awesome. I think Raphael dropped 30 pounds in like 2.5 or 2 months or 3 months. Some guy was talking about peaks at it. But you are in for a treat tonight. So Raphael and Isatis, you guys there?
Are here. Can you hear us?
Test, test.
Yes.
Can you hear us?
Can you hear us?
Isatis, you there?
We thought we were here.
Oh, there you go. Now you're there.
Oh, okay. Now we're here. We are really excited to be here with you, Austin, and all of your friends. We appreciate the opportunity to just spend some time with everybody. This is a really big subject for us, and we know it's a big subject for a lot of people. So tonight, we're going to speak about how to repair your health, detox to 20 pounds in 10 days. And I'm here with my precious husband, Raphael.
Hi, everybody. This is Raphael, and I'm also very, very glad to be with you guys.
So in this evening, we are going to speak about health as our primary subject. We're going to talk about your health, your family's health, the health of your business, and what you can do about it. And before I get started, I really would like to tell you a little bit about myself, because most of you probably don't have a clue who I am. And I'm actually licensed in medicine. I'm a nationally certified nurse practitioner. I've been in medicine for a lot of years. And after a while, I became really disenchanted with traditional medicine. Although I'm still licensed, I started studying alternative medicine and doing some other things. And I got a little bit burned out in medicine. My dad was a doctor, my mom's a nurse, and it was just like my whole life. And so I took a little respite, and I decided that I would sell real estate. So I got into real estate, and I did real estate for a few years, and I became a multi-million-dollar producer my first full year in real estate, which was really kind of a big thing at the time because interest rates were 17 and 18. And during that little stint in my life, I had something occur, which I'm going to talk about a little bit, that really set my whole life on a whole new trajectory. It was really, really different. And after that, I started doing some things like, you can see me speaking over here. I've been a public speaker for a long time. I've written a couple of books. One is called Help, I'm Trapped in a Body. I've done many seminars and retreats all over the world. And I have really had quite the extensive expansion with learning about people, about how they think, about how their bodies work. I had my own radio show, and there I'm down on the bottom right. I am speaking to someone from WGN in Chicago, where I was interviewed on their show. And then what happened is my life really started to come around. But before I get to that part, let me tell you a little bit of my saga. I started out as a child with, I don't know how I ever would have gotten to the place where I am today, but I started out when I was 2 years old, and I had nephritis, which is kidney disease. And at the same time, I had double pneumonia. So I'm in the hospital, nephritis, kidney disease, double pneumonia, and the nurses forget to pull the sides up on my crib. And I fall out of the bed, and here I am, boom, skull fractures all around. I'm telling you, I was not a happy little kid. I was really, really not having a good start in life. And from that time, I started becoming a really severe asthmatic. I didn't go anywhere without my inhaler. In fact, one time I was air vac out of Catalina Island because I couldn't breathe, and they didn't have medical resources to handle that. And you would think after all of that I would have been a little smarter with my health, but no. Instead, I'm addicted to Tab now. I don't even know if they still make that stuff anymore, but back in the early days, that was my drug of choice because it had caffeine in it, and it was a soda, and it gave me the uppers that I needed. And I was a pretty serious partier. I mean, like, pretty intense. We would go out dancing, playing, drinking, doing everything that you can think of. And we'd get home, my sister and I'd get home like at 2 or 3 in the morning, and we'd sit down and we'd pull out the ice cream. And we would eat, literally the two of us, half a gallon of ice cream, along with Sara Lee pound cake. I mean, we would finish off a whole pound cake and a half a gallon of ice cream. Talk about sugar addiction and really out of control between the drinking the sugar and all the other things. I was a pretty wild child. I won't even get into the other parts of sex and stuff. But for now, just know that my health was really playing real havoc with me. In addition to that, I ended up going out on a blind date during that time, actually, and someone on this very first date punched me in the head. It's a long story, but the short story is that I ended up with another fractured skull. I severed the auditory nerve in my ear. I was deaf for a year. I was dizzy. I could not drive for a year. It was really quite uncomfortable. It was a very traumatic time in my life. I have had phlebitis, which is blood clots in your legs. I mean, you're probably thinking, what the hell? How is this person even alive right now? I asked myself that a lot, actually. And that wasn't enough, because then I ended up, see this little car right here? I ran right through a telephone pole and had a really serious car accident. The car flipped over on its roof. It slid about 100 yards, and then the telephone pole came down on top of my car. So I had a compound fracture of my right femur. I smashed all my sinuses, broke all my ribs, had 150 stitches in my face, and I was in a hospital bed upright for 3 months and in a wheelchair for a year. So I know a little bit about health. I know a little bit about how not to do my life. I know a little bit about how you just have certain things occur that aren't all that much fun. I know a lot about pain, but I've also learned how to usurp this, how to heal this. In fact, 99.9% of all of these things and all of the toll that they have taken on my body have been handled. But what they did is they brought me to a place where I thought, I need to be a health coach. I need to help other people. And so I started becoming a health coach. I have literally probably 3,000 clients over the years that I have worked with and have helped with their health problems. And I really started studying the alternative medicine after I had my car accident, because I realized there were a lot of things in traditional medicine that were so wonderful to have, but wasn't the way I really wanted to go about it. So I started studying Ayurvedic medicine. I studied with Deepak Chopra for several years, was on his board of directors. I studied and specialized in detoxing the body. I've done homeopathy, all kinds of herbs, all that kind of stuff. So I really have a breadth of experience on a personal level and with people. And I realized that my body really did need support, even at a new level. So I started juicing, and I started working out at a whole new level. In fact, at the time that I had my car accident, I was running about 6 miles a day, and I started doing colonics. I had coffee enemas. I ate only what grew above the ground for a year, raw, vegan. I mean, believe me, I've done it all. Nutritional supplements. But one thing that I've had since my entire life is that burning gut and big, bloated, difficult pain, irritable bowel syndrome, a lot of pain, colitis. And that's been since childhood. That kind of has gone through my entire life. And I really have it so much better healed, especially with the things that we're going to tell you about today. It's really made a significant difference. And so with the Ayurvedic medicine, with the things that I've learned, I really have some things to share with you tonight. And hopefully none of you have had anything that is significant like what it is that I've had. But I just wanted to give you an idea that I've been around the block. I'm speaking from experience here, and I'm speaking from medical experience. And these things really have helped me know how really critical it is for you to start looking at your health and what it is that you're doing with your body and what kind of support your body needs. But I want to give Raphael a chance to say a little bit about himself, because he's been an integral part of my life, and I'll just let you speak for yourself here.
Picture of me, because before this I was a I was a tax lawyer in New York City. I had a business for 20 years there. Was in the real estate business in New York. And then, of course, I met Esates, and I ended up with a bird on my head. So I like to tell everybody I'm a recovering lawyer. I don't have the health history that Esates does. I actually have incredibly good genetics, which is really an important thing, which we'll talk about a little later. But the issue for me is that I've always been 20 to 30 pounds overweight, pretty much my whole adult life. I'd lose it, I'd diet, and I'd yo-yo back and forth, and I bet a lot of you people could relate to that. And that has always been a real issue for me. Well, with all the work I've done with Esates, with her coaching me a lot, I've really got my weight under control, and what we're going to show you here today is responsible for it. I love Austin. I only lost 20 pounds, but part of this program has something that makes you burn fat and keep your muscles, so I actually look like I've even lost more weight. So we have a lot of really exciting things to share with you, so we're really glad that you're here with us.
Yeah, we definitely are. And what I would like to do is I want to get into what the problem here. Let's just look kind of at a macro view here. The bottom line is our collective health is deteriorating. We do not have the elements in the soil that make really pure food anymore. We don't have the clarity about the damage that pesticides and all of these other things are doing to us. And our food has so many genetic modified organisms, GMO. You know, I never even realized how severe of a problem that was until I started doing some homework. And when you start to learn about what GMOs are, it's kind of freaky. The kinds of things that they put actually in the seeds of the food that we are eating, which affects and changes your DNA. It's causing diseases and illnesses that you don't realize at the time that are affecting you. It's a whole nother program that we could talk about. But the bottom line is, between the pesticides and the GMOs and the lack of nutrition in the food that we eat, even when they're organic, it's not a guarantee that they are as fulfilled as they really need to be, but it's way better than what we can eat on the regular shelf, if you will. And as our population is getting older, we need to know more about nutrition and energy rather than less. We have to know how to really help our bodies function, stay vibrant and energized, because what's happening is diabetes is becoming rampant. I just read yesterday that 1 in 3 people will be diabetic by 2040. 1 in 3, that's a lot. And we know that everybody's addicted to something. I mean, literally everybody is addicted either to sugar or to alcohol or to drugs or to sex or to trauma or to drama. We're all addicted to something, and most people are addicted to many things. And what's important about that is it affects our physical body. When our body is affected, we are affected in our relationships, we're affected in our business, we're affected in our ability to do what it is that we say we want to do. Our good humor goes down the tubes. It's really, really radical what occurs. And for those of you that are pretty young, like Austin here on this webinar, I know that you may be thinking, this isn't such a big deal to me. I'm invincible. It's not a big deal. Guess what? Sooner or later, it will catch up with you. And if you take the steps today to really become aware, to really start looking at what you're doing, you can change your future. You can change what it is that you will be feeling when you're 40, 50, 60, or 70. Because right now, the way the trend is running, 34.9% of adults and 30% of our children are really obese. And this is higher in some specific groups. Because ultimately, if we look around, we know we're all stressed out. We have environmental toxins. We have the toxins that are coming from the air that we breathe. We've got the toxins that are coming from those chemtrails that come from the planes in the sky. We have the pollution in our cities, the stuff that come from our cars. There's so many things that we are being exposed to on a constant basis that it's quite profound. And then the toxins in our food. as I was saying, pesticides, the the things that we have going on with the GMOs, the toxins in our water are really profound. People don't realize that fluoride is not always your best friend, and there are other chemicals and things in there. The toxin in the air come from the things that I was just speaking about when I was talking about the environmentals. They go hand in hand. The other environmental toxins are just the lights that you sit under in your office. Those fluorescent lights are not your best friend. All the electromagnetics that we're consumed with. I look around my office right now and it's unbelievable how many wires, and I mean I have 2 monitors and I've got, well, anyway, the list is really big, and I know a lot of you are probably like techo freaks like we are, and I'm telling you, we're exposed to a lot of electromagnetic energy, and that affects our body. The emotional toxins, we don't want to forget about those because they're huge. Every time you are dealing with environmental, the food toxins, the water toxins, the air toxins, all of that's affecting you on an emotional, mental, and physical level. And what occurs is these emotions start to be affected and your neurotransmitters become compromised. The neurotransmitters are hormones that are created and come from in your brain is one of the places. And it has to do with how happy, sad, mad, or glad you are. Are you short-tempered? Are you irritable? Are you just really tired? Do you feel like you're dragging through your day if you're not taking a Red Bull or something to keep you going? These are things that we think about, and every time you have an argument with somebody that you care about or even somebody you don't care about, that literally releases a poison that stays triggered in your body system for 72 hours, causing adrenal stress, causing your body to really have a tremendous stress on your immune system. So it's really, really important to recognize what's really happening out here. It also has to do with how much we do and how little time we have to do it. I don't know about you guys, but my to-do list is so darn long. And I just have to take a breath a lot because it's like there's so much data coming in. There's so many things I want to do. It's not even stuff I don't want to do. It's stuff I love doing. But man, it's really tough when you don't feel like there's enough hours in the day. So we're on information overload. We know that we are. It's the age that we live in right now. And because of that, our adrenals are stressed, our livers are stressed, and we are compromised. And eventually, it builds up 1 grain of sand at a time until the whole castle falls down. It just goes on and on. And we know, and probably many of you at this particular point will recognize that we live in the age of the bull. You know, the energy supplements that deplete our adrenals and our ability to function at full levels, that burn us out, they're sold everywhere. Every 7-Eleven, every convenience store, every gas station, every supermarket. I mean, literally, it's everywhere. It's in bars where you go to get a drink. You can have a Red Bull cocktail. It's pretty amazing. And what happens is the body just can't take it. After a while, it starts to break down. And this is why we start talking about the pollution of our health crisis. Because people are getting sicker sooner and they're dying younger. Our food supply, we become addicted to sugar, to salt, to fat, and artificial ingredients. Did you know that high fructose corn syrup actually creates an addiction inside your body? And what it does is it keeps that little sensor in your brain that usually turns off and says, I'm full. It stops it. It paralyzes it. And that's why people eat more than they ever have eaten before. Because the little mechanism that says, okay, I have enough food, I'm doing good, is paralyzed. It doesn't work. That's because of the sugars that are in our foods. And that's why people have become more and more addicted to these overeating habits and to the sugar and to the uppers and to all of those kinds of things. In addition, like I was saying, the soil's depleted. There's minerals, the crops are sprayed with insecticides and all that kind of stuff. And all this is causing more cancer, diabetes, heart disease, obesity, you name it, it's just happening. And, when you think about it, we actually spend more time repairing our credit than we do repairing our health. Most people are more concerned about their bank account and their credit score than they are about their body. And it's time today to really reconsider your priorities. Look, I'm really big on money. I love being wealthy. I love having material things. But I have gone through experiences where I've learned it didn't matter how much money I had, it wasn't going to make my body feel better. When I was mangled up in that car accident, and I was in a hospital bed, and I was in a wheelchair, and I couldn't eat, and people had to take care of me. Do you think it mattered how many millions of dollars I would have in my account? Doesn't matter. It's not going to make you healthy. It's not going to make you happy. So health has to be a precedence in your life. So all the money that Austin is teaching you how to make and how to have your business excel, this is a critical piece, because otherwise it's not going to do you any good. And it's not going to work anymore to rely on medicine to have a quick fix. We can't just pop a pill and have it go away. It's just not going to happen. It isn't going to go away with that. That little thing there is not going to go off my screen. It's giving me a message. It's its own little message thing. So it's important to recognize that
It's another toxin.
yeah, it is. It's telling me actually that my computer had toxins in it, and it just did a scan, and it's saying we need to get the toxins off your computer, but unless I restart it, it's not going to go away, so whatever. So what we have to do is we have to think about where the solution is. And you know what? The solution begins right here, right now, with you. We have to take responsibility for our own health. We have to recognize and become educated. We have to be willing to think about it a little bit. So what we're going to cover today is the core reasons for all of our health issues, and the truth is I've pretty much covered them. And we're going to talk about how to change and improve your health, because that is really, really important. It doesn't have to be complicated, and it doesn't have to be as hard as some people may be sitting there thinking, what the heck? How am I going to do all of this? Because it sounds like we're all going to die tomorrow. Well, we have amazing bodies. We have miraculous machines here that work like it's just phenomenal, but it does break down. And we want to start to look at today, what are your current concerns about your current health? Have you even thought about it? And we're going to talk about how to create a plan for improving your health and the quality of your life. And as I said, it all begins right here, right now with you. So my question to you is, are you willing to take an honest look at your health? Are you willing to look at what might be going on with you? Do you have any pain? And do you consider that pain normal? Do you have fatigue if you're not falsely keeping yourself elevated? Is that something that is happening and yet you consider that normal? You make excuses for how you feel? Do you have too much weight or too little weight? Is your sugar regulated? Do you feel kind of sick to your stomach, your heart beat fast, or like you're going to freak out if you don't get food every once in a while? Because when the sugar gets low, that's what happens. And if you're getting older, and we all are, but if you're really like 50, 60, or 70, we got wrinkles. We have aches. We have pain. There's things that happen in the body, and those can be avoided. They can be changed, at least improved upon. Or are you just having fatigue and you just basically live on uppers to keep your energy going? Is your memory just kind of not like it was? Or you find yourself in the middle of a sentence, can't remember what it was that you were saying? And what about sleep? Do you sleep really good, like a rock, and wake up feeling like alive and really like getting on with your day? So the question then next is, how are any of these things that you have going on affecting your life and well-being? What would your life be like if this wasn't an issue? What would it be like if you really felt good? You had this flow of magnificent energy without anything that was falsely bringing you to that place, and then have to pump yourself back up. But what I really want to ask you here is, how committed are you to creating a change or having things be different? Or how committed are you to be able to help those that you care about become aware of this? Maybe right now you'd be willing to take, and on a scale of 1 to 10, 10 being I'm really committed, 1 being not so much, then think about that right now and ask yourself and answer that question, because I can tell you if you're 5 or under, you're going to end up in trouble. It may not happen this week or next month, but it's going to happen, because I don't know one person that ever got excluded from the aging process. It just happens. And when it happens without you knowing how to change it and without to stay ahead of it, you're going to have a much, much more difficult time. But you know what? There's something exciting. I have really good news for you. You can have the health in the body that you want. You can lose those extra 5 pounds or 30 pounds. I mean, we have somebody that we're working with right now is on to losing 50 pounds, and in 10 days, she lost almost 17. And when you do this, you're going to have more energy. You're going to look and feel younger. You're going to be more productive in your business. That's a really big key. If you want to be more productive in your business, you have to be able to think, boom, really quickly. You've got to be able to know what to do. You've got to be able to have the energy to follow through. You've got to be able to have yourself, your body, and your health to rely on. So I can ask you something here. Would you stick around? Because I promise that I'll present a powerful health solution at the end of this webinar that's really going to be life-changing. So stay with me. And when you do so, there's going to be 2 special bonuses that are going to give you a jump start on the new you. Because it doesn't matter at what level of health you're at, there is something that is more available to you. I don't care if you're a bodybuilder and you're totally buff. I can show you how to get more muscle. I can show you how to have better endurance. I can show you better performance. And if you're somebody that wants to get rid of some extra pounds, we can show you how to do that. If you're getting older, we can show you how to tighten that skin. This is really profound what it is that we're going to be sharing with you. And there's going to be 2 special bonuses that are going to give you a jump start on this new you. And here's the sneak preview about it. The key is detoxing. Cleaning out the body of the toxins that I've been speaking about so far that are robbing you of your health, your vitality, your good humor, and all the other things that are kind of interfering in this. So, again, I ask you, how important is this? I can tell you, whether you know it or not, it's the most vital thing that you can do for your health. I think back when I was a physical mess, I had a lot of things happen. I've been in and out of hospitals. I've had so many difficult, painful times in my life. I don't wish that on anyone. And I can tell you that there's things that you can do that we're telling you about that are going to really make a difference for you. So as we talk about detoxing and we talk about what kind of health and energy you're going to have from it, I'm going to also let you know that because I don't have very much time, we're going to just be speaking about detoxing because it's a starting point. It's a starting point to the journey to natural health, because there are so many benefits of detoxing. Lose that weight in 10 days. Restore your body to homeostasis so it can heal itself. And homeostasis means that your body actually comes to a natural state of equilibrium, a balance, where everybody is working together internally, so everything is functioning at the highest level of pristine health that it possibly can. And when that happens, you release more energy. You feel different. You just feel different, not artificial, but real core, pure energy. You build muscle and you lose fat. You don't have joint pain. It just goes away. You eliminate inflammation and the rashes just disappear. Your body, in other words, restores itself to its natural functioning. I've learned a lot over the 30 years of practice and working with people about their health, and I wish I had more time to tell you about some of the really detailed stories that would pretty much impress you to really be listening closely to what it is that we're talking about here. And what I've learned is that the pristine health can only be achieved when all 5 of what I call the pillars of natural health are balanced. And these 5 pillars are nutrition, whole pure food. It's the key, number 1 key thing. And if you're taking notes, please write that down. Nutrition, whole, pure food. No stimulants, nothing artificial, just whole, pure food. The next thing is emotional and your mindset. You really have to have your head straight. If your headset is not in order, you can do a lot of things, but you will keep sabotaging your health because your health is relative to what it is that you think. Your environment is another aspect that plays an important piece. You've got to know what it is that's hurting your body. You've got to know that if you're sleeping 3 and 4 hours a night, that's not really giving your body the chance to do what it needs to do to stay in absolute health or feel really good. And then you have genetics, and you really can't do anything about that on a logical level, but let me tell you, there are things that you can do. You can usurp genetics. You have propensities, but it doesn't mean it has to happen to you. And there's homeopathy and other things that can also take charge of genetics in a whole new way. I have a lot of genetics that I have not had any indication of having it in my life. My grandmother was a very severe diabetic. My father was a diabetic, and he had his legs amputated, and he had many strokes. And none of that's happening for me, but I had a propensity to that. But it's because I have done something different. I'm not living the life that he did or they did. I don't smoke. I never did. And smoking is another whole thing. It will literally kill you. And then there's the inner connection, that inner peace, that place inside of you that you know that you can go to find what it is that you're really looking for, which is that calmness and that peace that helps you really stay connected to yourself. So the importance of balancing these 5 pillars is that we've got to detox. We have to rid the body of all the toxins on a physical and emotional level, because the toxins that are left in the body, they block the natural healing and rejuvenation process. Natural healing and rejuvenation process. Natural healing and rejuvenation process is blocked. It's stopped. It's interfered. It's blocked. It can't do it. And with that being released, without the obstruction, the body can heal itself, and it will keep everything working in pristine order. So let's talk a little bit more about detoxing. So what does detoxing really mean? Detoxing really means that there are a lot of poisons or free radicals that are floating in your blood, caught up in your organs, in your brain. These free radicals act as interference to the energy flow of your body. It means that things are not absorbed properly in your gut. It means that the things that you think about are interfered with because there's the energy flow and the oxygen level is not at its highest pristine level in your blood flow. It means that you are not able to have the kind of firing of the spark plugs of your body, if you will. It means that the enzymes that are naturally secreted from the pancreas are not being released properly. It means that when you have a cortisol reaction in your adrenals, which means you get triggered, you get angry, or you get stressed, that instead of it being released and really cleaned up very quickly, it stays with you not just for 72 hours, but for days, months, years, builds up, and then causes a decreased immunity. It means that the things that you're exposed to every day will start to cause you actual reactionary responses in the body, because the body is always being exposed to pneumonias and cancers and all these things just by walking through the grocery store. You're inhaling that. It is in the air. If your immune system is not strong enough, it starts to become manifested in your body. So detoxing, are you starting to see what this really means? It means your body needs all the help that you can give it. And you can see why you'd want to detox, because I'm thinking you want to feel good. I don't know about you, but there's something called the pain-pleasure principle, and I'm liking pleasure over pain. I'm liking feeling good. I love getting up and not having any pain in my body. I like being able to work out at the gym 3 times a week, do yoga 3 times a week, go running, go for hikes, do all the things that I do on a continuous basis. I mean, I've become really really strong, and that wasn't happening to the degree that it is happening now before I started doing what I'm doing with the products that we're really working up to tell you about. So the short-term benefits of detoxing are the things that I've been speaking about. You feel good. You got the happy gene working for you. You actually have energy. You're more clear with your head. Things start to just come through you, spontaneous ideas about what to do at your work or with your business or with your family or in your relationship. You just become, and the long-term benefits are that you don't get caught up in the chronic diseases that most people do. You don't end up with arthritis or cancers or things like that. And if those things are high predispositions for you, it cuts down the likelihood of them occurring. And there's no guarantee that it might happen anyway, but I can promise you this will make a very big difference in the likelihood of those things occurring. So we need to know how to create a clean and healthy body. We've got to know how to do that. And we do that by what it is that we eat. We do that by restoring our health process. So first we detox the body of all the foreign toxins so the body can just get up and function. It's miraculous what it can do. Like I said earlier, it knows what to do. We're the ones that keep putting stuff in its way. Therefore, we've got to stop all that garbage, and we've got to feed the body pure, nutrient-dense, natural superfoods. When we do that, it fuels the body's natural healing and restoration process. It means the body can do what it knows how to do. We can't really tell it what to do. It's in us. We don't have to know what to do. All we have to do is clear the airways, if you will, so it can do it. And when we do, we have more energy. It can heal itself, and the wonderful you will really come forward. Because when you eat clean and pure on a regular basis, every area of your life shifts. That means that you're going to want to start looking at every single thing that you eat. Read labels. If you can't pronounce it, don't put it in your body. If it has wrapping and an ingredient list on it, there's a guy by the name of David Sandoval, who I'll talk about in a minute, he says it's not even real food, it's fake food. He doesn't consider it anything that should be ingested. Now maybe he's a little bit over at the extreme for where maybe many of you are, but the bottom line is if you know what you're putting in your body, if you know whether you're eating GMO foods, whether you know whether these things are organic or not, whether you know whether they have pesticides and other kinds of problems that are going to cause your body breakdown, that's really smart. That's really what it's going to take for you to make a difference in your future. And you know, for those of you that have children, just think about what a difference you can make for them. Right now, you're modeling to your kids. You are modeling to your kids what it is that they're thinking is good, is normal. Is it the way you want your kids to grow up? Are you modeling what it is you think they ought to be doing? And if the answer is no, if you're not modeling the most pure way of eating and giving your body all the ammunition it needs to fight off the things that are naturally coming through our world, then maybe you might want to think about it for them if you won't think about it for yourself, because they deserve an honest chance. They deserve to know what it is that's in front of them. They deserve to be modeled and given options that will give them the opportunity to stay healthy, not get messed up, and then try to get healthy, because that's the way our world works. That's the way I did it, certainly, and I'm guessing that that's the way some of you have done it as well. So this solution that we're talking about, it has to do with Purium. Purium is a 22-year-old company, and it's located in Long Beach, California. It actually manufactures itself 58 organically certified non-GMO super green foods that are really designed to detox the body and provide super nutrition for body healing and rejuvenation. Body healing and rejuvenation. And David Sandoval, he's one of the co-founders of it, and he's the author of the Green Foods Bible, and he's also a leading expert in the super green foods movement. He really has some very strong feelings about this, and has been living this lifestyle for a long time. He was even a breatharian for a year. I mean, I thought I was radical and I only ate what grew above the ground for a year. Well, he was actually a breatharian for a year, and he has quite a few stories. And as I was saying earlier, he said fake food, that's what causes real health problems. Because 100 years ago, all our food was organic. We didn't have to think about what it is we're talking about today because we didn't have pesticides. We didn't have the ground being empty because the soil wasn't being turned over every 90 days without being replenished. We didn't have artificial colors, artificial flavors, artificial sweeteners. We didn't have artificial anything. We ate real food that came out of the real ground that helped our bodies feel real. And the mission of the Purium Company is to give your body pure, premium, green food by using the science of today with the purity that we had 100 years ago. And they feel, and we agree, that this is the solution because it's whole food, raw food, live food, highly alkalizing. You know, when your body's really acid, did you know that that is the biggest problem with cancer, is an acid environment in your body? You must stay alkalized. You must stay alkaline. This does that for you. They're super concentrated, they're vegan, they're organic, and they manufacture them themselves. So all in all, what it is, it's a blueprint for weight loss, it's a blueprint for anti-aging, it's a blueprint for becoming a stronger performance athlete. Lots and lots of athletes are on this stuff because it has done such a phenomenal job for them. So the heart of this program is a 10-day detoxification program, and this 10-day transformation cleanse is something that literally will change your life. David Sandoval calls it the 10-day celebrity transformation program because he's worked with lots and lots of celebrities that have changed their lives, a lot of actors and actresses that have needed to lose that weight really quick, that really wanted to have the purest, most beautiful skin, that wanted to have muscles and all that kind of stuff. And what he has done is he's put together a super low-calorie, super nutrient-dense superfood that gives your body a break from that processed food. And Raphael's going to tell you a little bit about how the 10-day cleanse works because he really had some important things occur for him. For me, my story is that I didn't need to lose weight. I've always been thin, but I really wanted muscle. I wanted to get stronger, and I wanted to have more endurance. I wanted to work out like a real athlete. And the weights at the gym where I used to, pull up on the machines like 30 pounds, I'm doing 55. My leg press, 140 pounds. Some of you might chuckle at that because it might not seem like a lot to you, but I'm only 109, 110 pounds, and I've never been very strong. I've been like really a wussy, and I really am excited that I finally had the ability to do some things that some of the guys at the gym are doing, and it makes me really happy. So, Raphael, tell them about your story.
So, the one thing about this was I needed to lose some weight, and a friend of ours, a very good friend of ours, said to try, invited me to try this. And I was very hesitant. I was very skeptical that you could lose 10 or 15 or 20 pounds in 10 days. Didn't seem like it was safe. There was just a lot of skepticism. But I did try it. And as I was going through it, the funny story with Isatis is I had all these canisters on the kitchen counter, and Isatis really didn't want any part of it because, as she said, she didn't really need to lose any weight. But the food, the natural food, was just like you just smelled it, and you could taste the aliveness, the power of this food, and that's how it got her into it. And as soon as I took my first drink of this, most of it is done in shakes, I was just drawn to it. It was like I was compelled to keep having this stuff. My body just felt alive, and I started losing weight. The first day I lost 4 pounds. Now that could have been, water weight and all that, and that's true. But the next day I lost 2 more pounds. And all I was doing was this simple, you see on the chart here, it's a simple system. Every 2 hours there's something here for you to take or to do. You don't have to think about it. You can't get into trouble because you don't know exactly what to do next. For people who get really, really hungry or have an emotional need, there are certain kinds of flex foods which allows you they're all organic, suggested all organic foods like celery and some other things which actually just hit the spot, apples, things like that, that can take you through any little rough patches that you might have. The first couple of days were, being honest, was a little challenging just because my body was just letting go of so much. But by the third day, I started feeling stronger. And then the fourth day, I was like on fire. It is just an amazing thing. I lost 12 pounds in 10 days. In 30 days, I lost 20 pounds because of something called the master aminos, which we'll probably talk about. My body actually lost inches. I lost over 20 inches in my body. So it's just something that you have to experience to see and to believe.
Yeah. And after you do the 10-day, then we really encourage you to move on to the 20-day continuation program, because it's the importance of this is that it literally resets your metabolism. It resets your cravings. They all go away. One of the things Raphael didn't mention is his craving. He used to be a 2 to 3 cup of coffee drinker every day, and the sugar cravings. For me, I had sugar cravings, and those sugar cravings went away. I didn't do caffeine or any uppers, but I definitely had my sugar cravings go away, and my body, when he was talking about me walking by, my mouth would literally water. And I was afraid to take this because I have such a sensitive gut. And I was so excited because when I started taking this, my stomach started healing. My irritable bowel started cleaning up. And I now can eat foods that I wasn't able to eat before. My body loves this stuff. And I don't have to worry about getting too thin because the muscle that is being built in my body from the Master Aminos, which is a proprietary blend, and it's actually got 27 international patents, and it's exclusive to this company. What you use during this cleanse is so powerful that you actually will put on muscle while you drop the weight. So it's really powerful because as the toxins go off, the muscle go up. And that's a really, really cool thing. So this 20 days will help you reset your mechanism of where your body's set point is to be. It also will set your emotional and mental things because your addictions go away. The bottom line is the results are really, really profound. And here's just a little slide to show you a little bit about these guys of people. This person lost 18 pounds. This is all in 10 days and 7.5 inches. This guy lost 14 pounds and 7 inches in 10 days. And it's really profound. For everybody is different. Not everybody loses that much weight. Some people lose more. It just depends. But whatever it is that you're wanting, it's going to happen. And here's Raphael. To me, his picture is even more profound. I remember very clearly where we were when you took that picture on the left.
Right, we were in Maui.
Yeah, and it was really, it was quite the day. And you can see this little place over here, this little pudgy place, and all around here.
Turn the thing off.
It's all gone. I mean, it's really, it's so cool. And I'm very excited for him because this is the first time that he's ever been able to do this since we've been together, and that's been a pretty long time, so it's pretty funny.
What's profound about that is that when I lost this weight, and now I like to look at myself when I pass a mirror, I actually like to look, I started feeling so much better about myself, and I can't tell you all of the things that changed when I started to feel better about myself. It's just, it's amazing.
Yeah, that's a really big thing. It really helps your self evaluation. That inner critic gets less, and you feel so much better about yourself that it increases your self-esteem, it increases your confidence, and it makes a difference in your life. I mean, it just does. So our friend Cicely, the one I was speaking about a little while ago, she lost 16.5 pounds. Let's see if we can get her to speak here. Maybe. Okay, maybe not.
I have to tell you, we've been working on getting this thing to work all afternoon.
It was working a while ago, but I'm not sure why it doesn't want to work. But I'll just tell you her story. She was really cool. She really had to work with her husband to get him to say that she could do this thing, and she lost 16.5 pounds in 10 days. And what she says in her testimonial is that she was she cooked. I don't know how this woman did it. She cooked for her family, and what she said, I cooked all this really bad food for my family, and I wasn't even interested in eating it at all. She said that she wasn't even hungry. Raphael said he had a rough couple of days. She didn't even feel hunger, and through the whole cleanse for her. And a lot of people tell us that they're not even hungry because it's not a diet. It's really not a diet. It's a cleanse, and you get to eat food, but you're giving your body so much pure, dense nutrition that your body doesn't have that need for that hunger. Usually, if hunger comes, it's more emotional than anything else.
And what makes this cleanse different is that with all this nutrition, it gives the body the power and the energy to get rid of those toxins even quicker and to burn the fat. Yeah. So it's fueling the detoxification process with the extra nutrients.
Yeah. And then our really good friend Kyria and her boyfriend did the cleanse together. They had really great success. I think she lost 6 pounds, he lost 8 pounds, and they did it together, which made it really cool. So if you're thinking of this, think of somebody that you might do it with, because you can be there. First of all, we'll be there with you if you allow us to every step of the way. We'll be there to support you and help you understand anything that's going on, answer any of your questions always. But they did it, and it was really fun for them because they didn't have to worry about our friend Cicely, who was having to cook for everybody. And they had such great results. And Kyria actually had, I think it's psoriasis or eczema or something, and it disappeared a great deal. It's still there a little bit, but she knows as she continues, she's continuing on into her 30 days, and it's improving every day. So there's just some great things. And then Ginny, our other friend, and she said, I don't want to get on this, I don't want to lose any weight, because when I get on this kind of stuff, my face sinks and I start having wrinkles and I look gaunt, and she's a little bit older, so she said, I'm not doing this. And I said, don't worry, you don't have to do it. And I said, but how's your knee doing? So she has a knee that is like 3 times bigger than her other knee.
It was,
yes. It takes her, it used to take her like 3 to 4 minutes to get up out of a chair. And she was in so much pain. She used a TENS machine like every night and every morning. And what happened for her is she lost 10 pounds, which she said, oh my God, I love losing 10 pounds because my face is fuller because she got, a tighter skin. Her knee is totally the normal size. She gets up out of a chair like a regular person. Her wrinkles have become less. The brown spots that were on her hands and her arms are fading. And she is pretty darn ecstatic, I got to tell you, because she's in Palm Springs, and somebody came up to her and they were talking, and Ginny was telling her what she was doing, and the woman leaned up to her and she said, honey, I just thought you just had some work done. And so Ginny was so ecstatic. I mean, she was just like out of control, because that was like the best compliment you can give somebody who's 65 years old. Anyway, so now for the bonuses I told you about. The first one is you get a $50 gift card to get you started on trying any of the Purium products, which is a really big help. And you can get your bonus number 2 right now. For the first 10 people who text me your name and your email address to my number here, 503-866-1927, or you can email me at health@isatees.com. I am going to give you a free 30-minute health consultation on your health, and I'll help you know how these products can help you. And I'll handpick the right package for you depending on your individual needs, if you even want that. There's no obligation. I'm not going to pressure you to do this, so please be comforted in knowing that that's not what I do. I actually have been a health coach, and as I said earlier, I've coached thousands of people, and I don't actually coach anymore. The last time I was coaching, I have 2 people that I've been doing long term, but I charge $300 an hour to coach, and I'm just wanting to give you 30 minutes to help you get more clear about that. So the free consultation is easy. Right now, text your name and your email, and I'll give you a free 30-minute consultation on your health and how and why these products can help. And I'll help you become clear on what's right for you. Sometimes the products really aren't even right for you. I know that sounds weird, but sometimes there's some things that you need to do first that will help your body be prepared for it. But whatever it is, I'll help you get clear about that without any pressure, without any obligation.
I don't know if we can't see it. I don't know if Austin has the chat up, but if you want to leave your name and email in the chat, then hopefully Austin will send that to us.
Yeah, that's another option. So here's the cool thing about this. You try this, you don't like it, no problem. 60-day money-back guarantee. They don't ask you a question about it. Doesn't matter how much is left. If you've used every speck of it, you can still get your money back. We don't know anybody that's happened for yet, but it's something that's available. So you virtually have zero risk. And there's other perks. It's an opportunity to make money. I know everybody on this call, on this webinar, likes money. I know you're wanting to make more money with your business. I know you know about multiple streams of income. And this network marketing company is phenomenal. It has such a great marketing plan. It has a comp plan that's really, really good, and it's very simple to do this, because what you do is you give away these free $50 gift cards to everybody and anybody, and for every $50 card that is activated, you get $50 back. And of course, there's a whole lot more to it than that, but it's really a simple thing to do. You can help people get healthier, and you get to make money while you're doing it. And you may choose to just focus on letting the product transform your life and your health, and then talk about it. Because I'll tell you what, people will come up to you. People come up to Raphael all the time. They came up to Ginny like crazy. I mean, I could give you hundreds of testimonials. We don't have time to do all of that. But when you become a product of the product, you will find that this is something that will be extremely valuable for you in every single way. So our mission is to transform the health of 50,000 people by December 31st of 2016 by educating and sharing this awesome system with as many people as we can. I've always been an educator, and I do a health blog, which I'll tell you a little bit about in a minute. But the bottom line is that I really want to support you and becoming really committed to you, to your health and what's happening. And Raphael and I, we have other products that we're developing around health and transformation. We have already developed courses on the mindset and how to make your business be successful and all of those kinds of things, but now we're really focusing on the health. So here's the questions that you might want to just answer. Would you like to lose 5 to 20 pounds in the next 10 days? Not 30 days, 10 days. Would you like to break your addiction to processed food, to sugar, to caffeine, to other things? And if you say no, I want to keep my caffeine addiction, okay, well then just go off for 10 days, and if you want to go back, guess what? You can. Well, you can become a customer of this for $50. Raphael, you're smiling.
I don't know anybody who'll want to go back. I've been off caffeine now for about 3 months, and it's just really much better. I get up and I don't get tired, and it's just...
You don't have those crashes. That's a big thing. He used to fall asleep at his computer in the afternoon, and he'd have to go to, he had one of those little Keurig coffee machines in his office, and he'd wipe it up every single minute. Anyway, so do you know anybody who'd like to get clean? Like anybody would like to lose weight or just detox and become a better performer? Maybe they're an athlete. And would you like to get paid to give away $50 gift cards? And you can do that, and it's easy. The bottom line is you don't have anything to lose except the fat around your belly, and put some money in the bank and help your body feel energized and alive. And so right now, take advantage of the free health consultation that I'm offering you. I would love to speak with you and support you in any way I can. And we'll give you that free that free $50 gift card to help you transform your health and your life. And if you want to lose weight, I'll show you how. If you don't want to lose weight, I'll show you how to still clean your body and not lose weight. If you're an athlete, you want to build muscle and that's all you care about, I can show you how to do that, because they have athlete cleanses as well. They have stuff for kids. Our dogs drink it. I mean, the stuff is pretty amazing. So you can just expect health miracles. And so ask yourself, or I ask you, who do you know that would like to lose 5, 10, or more pounds of fat? You realize that's 5 pounds of fat? Think about having that come off your body if you're one of those people that have that much weight. I mean, I think it's pretty phenomenal when you think about that being on our body. It's no wonder our bodies are a mess. and that fat is wrapped around your organs. We went to a body expo and we saw the amount of fat around all of the organs. It was very, very intense. It was very, very difficult.
And by the way, the answer is that almost everybody on the planet would like to lose 5 to 10 pounds of fat.
At least 5. Yeah, at least 5, and many people, many more. So we know now, you know now, that Purium gives you pure possibilities. You know that you have a decision to make right here, right now. We hope that we have helped you make that decision. We want to have you know that your call to action is to go to www.4absolutehealth.com, the number 4absolutehealth.com, and leave us your name and email, and we'll contact you. Or you can text your name and email to my cell, 503-866-1927, or you can email your name to health@isatees.com. We've made it easy for you. Hopefully we've educated you to have a better understanding of why this is a critical moment in your life. This is a really critical moment in your life. You're being opted right now with something that can change your forever. The question is, are you willing to do what it takes to really have the life that you love? And now it's up to you. I invite you also to come to my blog. It's on natural health, self-healing simplified. And if you'd like to know about that, then you can also go to 4absolutehealth.com, and we'll put you on the list, and you'll know when I'm posting my next post. Thank you, everyone. Thank you, Austin. Thank you, Raphael. Thank all of you for being here with me and really being willing to listen with a new set of ears, with a new heart, with a new way of thinking about you, your health, your family, your business, and everything else that goes with living a joyful, powerful, opulent life. Thanks, Austin.
And we're going to leave this slide up so you can write that down, the information there. Good night, everybody.
Austin, are you still there?